Motherfucking Ubisoft, dude. God damn. I think if you all know one thing, your boy here loves Rainbow Six Siege. I stream it constantly. I made a video about how I'm in love with this game. To me, it's like playing all the classic multiplayer games that I really was heavily invested in back in the days of, early child Muda. Back in the day when I used to play games like Unreal, Halo, COD 4, things like that. Rainbow Six Siege is the one that's re-sparked my interest in the competitive shooting scene. For those of you who don't know what Rainbow Six Siege is, it's a 5-on-5 high-intensity competitive shooter. You basically pick a set of operators with unique abilities and you attack and defend multiple locations and whatnot. It's a pretty fucking fun game, and I recommend you come check out the stream sometimes because I'm always fucking streaming that game with friends, and it is a pretty good time, ladies and gentlemen. It's a fun set of times. Now, Rainbow Six Siege has been out for a while, and it didn't have the prettiest of launches ever. All right, back when it came out, it had some issues, some glaring issues, and it came out at a time where there was just a lot of multiplayer fluff, anyways. And add the fact in that it never shipped with a campaign or something. When the series traditionally has come with, I guess, somewhat of a campaign, it was a messy launch, ladies and gentlemen, very messy launch. It wasn't until year 2 of the game where the series, where the game itself actually started picking up traction, and a lot of people said, you know what, really good title, let's dip into it and see what it's like, and it's become one of the most popular online games out of nowhere. It is honestly a pretty impressive story, okay, you could make a movie out of this shit, it's pretty goddamn impressive, okay. Rainbow Six Siege is a success story that just needed a little bit of time to ferment. Now, year 3 for Rainbow Six Siege is coming out. Basically, they're going to have another year with 8 new operators and new sets of maps and even new game modes this year. And it's pretty enticing shit. They've done it for year 2, now they're doing it for year 3. It's a sign that the game's fan base is growing. They've got a new esports program, all that kind of bullshit. But Ubisoft sometimes likes to fuck up well after the fact that they release games. Now, Ubisoft's sort of been toying around with microtransactions forever, okay, like any other big AAA developer. Ghost Recon Wildlands, a game I never finished, a game that I wanted to play again, suddenly fucking has care packages, little loot boxes thrown in for cosmetic items for some fuck all reason. Of course, you don't have to get them, they're cosmetic items, but still, it's a little odd that some single-player SOCOM-like shooter suddenly gets loot boxes a fucking, year after its release? Kind of a fucking bitch slap in some way, shape, or form. Now, Rainbow Six Siege has had loot boxes to an extent. They've had what we call alpha packs. Basically, after you finish a match, you have a chance to win an alpha pack. If you win a match, you have the chance to win it. Even if you don't, your chances increase per round. So eventually you get an alpha pack. You can't buy these things with actual money. You have to either buy them with the earnable currency, the renown you earn through each match, or, potentially win into the lottery system after a match if you win. Now, I've actually unboxed legendary items through these, alpha packs, loot boxes, whatever you want to call it. So far, they've been pretty cool. It's a little free loot box type incentive they toss in that you don't really have to pay for or whatnot. You would think that they would make you pay for it, but they don't. And that makes sense. This game is like a fucking full price AAA game that came out. It really shouldn't be having this in the first place. Full price AAA games with potential for season passes, all that bullshit. Now, they have a new operation coming out for year 3. The biggest controversy has sort of hit out. Called Operation Chimera. It's sort of this bioterrorist type deal they got going with it. Now, alongside a new game mode, what the fuck else do you think they put into it? Cosmetics, alright? They've got elite skins up the ass. They've got 50 new cosmetics. You want to know how you get these 50 new cosmetics? Aside from, getting a few just when the event starts or by logging in? Ladies and gentlemen, you better be ponying up $2.50 or something of the sort for each pack. Now, Ubisoft's been a nice guy and said, you know what? We're not gonna have duplicates in your loot boxes or anything of the sort. First of all, motherfucker, it is bullshit. Okay, I do not agree with any of these loot box type things. There's been no developer that's ever had the fucking nutsack to come out and say that they need to do this kind of shit to make up for costs. Rainbow Six Siege is a game that's been doing financially well, especially in recent times. And by adding this stuff in, it's just pretty shit. It kind of undermines the whole aspect of the cosmetic store anyways. You could choose to buy these things, but here you're playing a paid for gambling system in order to get your stuff anyways. So even if there's no duplicates or anything of the sort, if you add in all the 50 packs you're buying anyways and $2 per cost, $2 per pack anyways, you're spending about $100-something for potentially getting all the goddamn gear anyways. Of course, mathematics aside, ladies and gentlemen, this game now has paid for loot boxes tossed into it. Alongside the fact Ubisoft out of nowhere raised the fucking price for Rainbow Six Siege 3 years after release. I get the game's popular and everything, but releasing 55 new versions, these gold, deluxe, whatever the fuck tiers you have, and $50, $60, upping the price is just something that's going to make people salty. Now they've backpedaled on it. They've backpedaled so fucking hard. They've given us a free elite skin, if you will. It's a $10 skin they gave you for free. Whoop-de-fucking-do. But them loot boxes, yeah, they're still there. Those loot boxes, they're not going to go anywhere. This is a prime opportunity to be making some fucking money. And the really shitty part about this is that this is a 3-week event that's going around, Operation Chimera. After 3 weeks, you won't really be able to get these cosmetic items anyways. They are only accessible for the 3-week period, so it's kind of similar to what Destiny 2 sort of did. But of course, it's all cosmetics. You know, you can argue that's not needed or whatnot. I'll get to that in a second. But for 3 weeks, you'll have the option to get these packs, and after that, it's going to be gone. These are going to be items that you will only get for a specific set of time, a specific period of time on the fucking planet. All right, so it's kind of like Overwatch when an event happens, right? You can only buy those loot boxes or at least earn them for the course of the event before you just don't get to fuck around with it any time afterwards. Now, honestly, me speaking over here, I do not give two flying fucks really about cosmetic skins in a video game. Unless these packs were giving you weapon attachments or weapons or something like that were actually game-changing, even if it was like a red dot skin, you know, like a little skin to change your red dots, if it was even something that could potentially change something gameplay-wise, I would stop playing Siege altogether. Because at that point, the game becomes what I would like to call a pay-to-win experience. And I don't fucking play no pay-to-win experiences, motherfucker. Alright, I'm not playing a game where I start off on the bad foot anyways if I choose not to pony up and pay past what I already did. Doesn't make any sense. It's sort of the reason why Battlefront 2 got a whole lot of the hate that it did. It put progression items into a loot box system you could have potentially paid for, making it potentially pay to win. Not even a good pay to win, a fucking potential pay to win. With Siege, all the items therefore are cosmetic, so unless you really care about a zombie version of, I guess, Tachanka or something like that, or any whatever operator, some stupid shit like that, maybe that's a bad situation for you, but none of these items at least appear to be gameplay changing at all, and Ubisoft has said they are cosmetic only, so as far as that's considered, I really can't complain too goddamn hard about it. But the biggest problem I have is having these loot boxes in the first place. This is a full $60 game when it came out. This is a AAA release title. This isn't some indie bullshit. Okay, Ubisoft's not so fucking indie company. This is a full AAA title with a lot of money put into it already. Now, this game has come out with almost every form of cancerous microtransaction currency you can imagine. You know, you've got the microtransactionable currency, you got the R6 credits, now you got these paid-for loot boxes. At what stage does it really end? You even have a season pass type deal where you can get the operators early, and yeah, I buy into that so I can get the operators early, but still, it has every form of microtransactionable currency type deal going on with it already. There are many ways you can put your money into Siege, and it's almost gotten to a point where you can exactly see the horns on Ubisoft's heads when they try doing this shit. They know a game that's taking off. They know what's going on. They've done it to every other game that they've had, The Division, Ghost Recon Wildlands, I guess to an extent even Assassin's Creed with the Helix credits, and to an extent I guess the loot boxes in it to a slight extent, and over here in Rainbow Six Siege. It's a pretty scummy practice. But I guess you could say that at the end it's not as bad as what EA tried to pull off or Activision with the patenting of its matchmaking formula, but it's still pretty shit. Ubisoft, while they aren't the worst out of all of them, not by a mile, this is still a pretty shitty situation, okay? It's just a different, it's a different intensity of shit, okay? When you look at these three companies, it's like looking at a fucking turd, okay? Ubisoft might be a turd that's covered in chocolate sprinkles, all right? You might bite into that and be like, you know what? It's a little sweet. Whoop-de-fucking-do. I know, disgusting analogy. Hope you were not eating while watching this video. Activision is like, you know, the weird in-between shit, and EA is just like, EA's the shit you got at the Indian restaurant, okay, motherfucker? That is filled with all the bad stuff, okay? Whatever came out of that is hell. And if you bite into it, good fucking luck, motherfucker. Try surviving out of that one. And here we got with Ubisoft releasing Rainbow Six Siege with crates and loot boxes and whatnot, paid for, mind you. Not even earnable, I think, through the actual in-game currency anyways, which is bullshit. If that was the case, maybe I could defend it. Even then, that's still a fucking far cry. Ladies and gentlemen, I just wanted to mention about Rainbow Six Siege, what I really thought about this game, and its loot box controversy that's kicked in. I'm glad they've actually backed off of a lot of things that they were pulling off anyways. It is a good sign when Ubisoft does listen to its community. But the idea of releasing Operation Chimera limited time loot boxes screams something that we've only really seen in Destiny 2, and it got severe backlash for the right reasons. I get at the end of the day, these are only cosmetics, and that's fine. But what Ubisoft's trying to do by giving you 4 or 5 free packs initially is getting people hooked onto the gambling craze anyways. They're going to unbox 3 or 4 alpha packs, and they're going to get maybe some good stuff out of it. Maybe they won't, but in their mind, they're going to want to buy more alpha packs. I mean, it just subconsciously fucking hits you. What Ubisoft doing is pretty fucking scummy with all the stuff they're pulling off. It's as scummy as the $15 starter edition they release anyways, where you have to play 15 hours to unlock new operators, the whole fucking point of the game anyways, just thrown out the fucking window. This is ultimately a potentially shitty situation, but I'm glad at least, a bit of it is negated. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to ask you, and I want to ask those people that actively play Rainbow Six Siege like me, how many people really do give a shit about the in-game cosmetics that are paid for now? I have a slight shit given, but I'm still going to play the game until it bleeds to the territory where another person has an advantage over me because they bought an alpha pack and I didn't, is the moment I right-click this, uninstall, and move on with my day, because there's a billion other multiplayer games out there that I haven't touched, and some of them could be genuinely better than this, and if Siege starts pulling it, they're going to lose the momentum that they carried anyways up till now. This is a good fucking game. Don't let this situation mar you from potentially playing it. But Ubisoft, you might want to stop pulling this shit off because you got some good products going around. Don't fuck it up, ladies and gentlemen. That being said, I'm going to stop this video right here. I had to do this little rant because I'm very fucking passionate about Siege, and I got to talk about it, okay? Simple as that. I stream this game all the time. It's just fair enough, ladies and gentlemen. This is me, Mudahar, and I'm going to be playing some fucking more North Korean Flash games. Pretty fucked up stuff, but definitely check it out, ladies and gentlemen. Love you all. I love you very much. Very, very much. I'm very tired, by the way, if you couldn't tell. I am out.